Guys, yes, people, welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to another video for you guys today. In this video, we're going to be talking about, yes, you guys guessed it, Erling Haaland, yet again. You guys already know what's going to be on the menu in these streams. Erling Haaland, Erling Braut Haaland, and that Norwegian striker from Dortmund. We're getting into all of the news from today, so big up everyone that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. We are on the road, yeah, it's 23k. We're on the road to 23k. It's a slow ass road. So, guys, please help us fill up by smashing that like and subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. We got the panel in already, and we've also got our daily reminder from Kevin Fraser. Big up yourself, my G. Champions!
That was horrible.
Big up yourself. I love how we say it so off key to the others, but big up yourselves anyway.
That's all right. It all sounds good to the rivals.
Exactly. As long as we're saying the same shit, I don't give a fuck. Big up everyone that's locked in. Have got plenty of transfer news to get into and potential Haaland transfers. We're just going to sit here and speculate what we think the Haaland bid is going to be for yet another day. And this time, it's Timo Werner's name that's on the list. So we're going to get into news off Dean Jones today, and he said that the only player that Chelsea could potentially tempt Borussia Dortmund into a player plus cash swap deal for Erling Haaland is Timo Werner. And this was allegedly hinted back in March or April, but Werner didn't really want to give up at Chelsea. He didn't want to leave Chelsea after one season and be looked at as a flop, just like half of the other strikers that we brought in for a similar sort of fee that hadn't hit the ground running in the Premier League. And he didn't want to be included in any sort of deal that would take him back to Germany. Now that we've won the Champions League, I feel like they think potentially things could change, because in one season, if you come in and you've had a crucial role to play in us lifting the Champions League, you can still leave with your head held high. So now they're starting to think he could potentially have his mind changed and be open to a move back to Germany, or a lot more open than he was in the last few months, which I can understand, but it's a catch-22 with us, because I know we'd get rid of anybody that isn't Kai Havertz in our front line for Erling Haaland, so we don't even really need to get into that. The only thing though is, one of the things I was interested in us getting a striker of Erling Haaland's profile was how Timo Werner would play when he's feeding off him. So I'm now thinking, would it make sense for us to include Timo Werner in this sort of deal where potentially Werner could be better having someone next to Haaland that he could feed off?
I think that's a great plan, but the club is going to be realistic. Everybody thinks just offer the 150 mil, be done with it, but they don't do it that way. I asked some questions in the chat earlier, and yes, I was trolling a little bit, but this is exactly what the club are doing. That's why you've seen links with Callum, with Tammy, with Werner, and with Ziyech with Dortmund as a possible make weight. There's a reason for each of them being on that list. So if you don't think that they're just going to sit there and pay out the money, they're going to look for that player that they might be able to do without. And there might be reasons behind that, whether they want first team play all the time, whether they might not just fit. Rather, it might knock a whole bunch of money off a deal like a Werner and be the only acceptable swap that Dortmund would accept, as the report is today. But those conversations are being had, and if you don't think they're being had, you're deluded. You're going to be an ostrich. You're going to stick your head in the sand. That's fine, but it's being talked about at least.
Yeah, I think with every single potential rumor that's coming out, it is only at a stage of it being spoken about. We haven't put an official bid in anyway. Everything is just either speculation or we're just inquiring. But nothing's been an official bid, and we won't see an official bid until one of the inquiries comes back with a more positive outcome.
You're not gonna.
Then we'll put the bid in, and it should just be over and done with.
I just think anyone who thinks, I don't think we would offer Werner unless he was asked for. But even then, swap deals are very hard. The player who you're going to put in a swap deal has to still agree. It's not like American sports where you can just trade the contract, really. You know what I mean? And most of them, then off you go. I don't know if this is just now Werner hasn't been bought. Which player haven't we involved in a swap deal? The press are going. I know. We'll pick Werner. He's a German. It's natural. We didn't go for him before because it would have been natural. It's a German one. They're not going to send. No way they're going to ever offer Havertz in any swap deal. Let's do Werner. But I don't know. I don't think we will. I don't think we will even entertain Werner because I don't think he'll be brought up in these negotiations. I think it'll be a straight up cash. This is what we're going to do. Are you going to accept? And then the official bid goes in. I just don't think. I wouldn't want to. Sorry, I wouldn't. Sorry, just I wouldn't. I don't. As much as he has annoyed me with his finishing, I want to see what he does this season. You know what I mean? I really do. I really want to see how he plays off of Haaland. Because I think he played better when he was off of Havertz and even off of Tammy this season. He seemed to play a bit better. But I think it's just another player add. Tomorrow it'll be Alonso or something maybe.
Well, again, I'm not saying that most likely it will be cash because that's what Dortmund want. I'm just saying the conversation's being had. That's why these names are out there. They're not out there just because some guy woke up this morning and go, let me prod these people and let me prod these people over here. It's not why they do it.
Do you think what we said before? It's like we'll offer anyone apart from these 3 or 4 players. Do you know what I mean? And then Werner's not on that list of players we won't consider swapping.
Yeah, like I said, there's a very short list. And also, you're not going to offer a player that you know Dortmund's going to say no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's no why would you make them mad? It's like poking the bear when you don't have to poke the bear. You just leave it be.
Mean you're not taking Bakayoko? Come on, what do you mean?
What right? And so for anybody, that's why they haven't offered Pulisic. Plus the valuation he probably have on his head is £80 million.
Yeah,
so it would be a 70 plus Erling. Basically what they're going to get in the release clause plus Pulisic.
Yeah,
that's not even close to a deal that Dortmund would entertain. No. So let's be realistic.
I tend to agree with Andrew when it comes to on a player swap. I don't think Chelsea would offer any player that Dortmund didn't specifically ask for. Like if it was, I don't think Dortmund's interested in a player. If they were, Chelsea would just honor whoever they like. If they were interested in a player, they would tell Chelsea, "Hey, we like Callum. Hey, we like Werner. Hey, we like Tammy." And then Chelsea would say, "Okay, we can do that for this price or whatever." Other than that, I think it's just going to be, a 135 plus add-ons, 130 plus add-ons type of cash deal when it comes to Haaland.
We would have heard the name by now.
Yeah, that's correct because you don't know what side leaked the player's name. You don't know if it was Chelsea's side that leaked those players' names out, or if we said, "Hey, how about Tammy and this?" and Dortmund's side returned with, "How about Werner and this?" You don't know if that's how that conversation was had, and it both of them got caught up by the same report, and they're leaking small pieces of it out there because they don't have a story behind this yet. And they have to remain relevant on the topic, but they don't really have anything. So you're going to see stuff they've known for a week and just slowly leak parts of it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jan reported. I'm sorry. Go ahead and read your super chat list, my man.
This one just popped up. Artem saying, "Big up yourself, Artem, as always. Love my G." Saying, "Big up, boys. To be honest, Werner swap wouldn't be bad. Erling Haaland has crazy pace, especially for his size. Plus, if Haaland comes in, Werner might be the odd man out because I can't see him starting over Mason Mount or Kai Havertz." That's a very interesting topic in itself. First, we want to dissect on that. You're talking about Erling Haaland's pace, especially for his size. I get that, but it's also about how you utilize the pace. I feel like Erling Haaland would be a lot more direct with his pace, whereas with Timo Werner, we usually talk about his pace and in terms of how he pulls out space for other attackers. So that's why I'm saying as a link up, they would be excellent together. But I see what you're saying in terms of pace. Does he start over Mason Mount or Kai Havertz? That's an interesting topic as well, because you're thinking about it, in our best starting 11 with Erling Haaland, does Werner start with him? Because Kai Havertz obviously starts. If we're playing in the midfield, if we're playing with the same 3 at the back formation that we've been playing before, it's likely that Mason Mount plays as the other player with him. So with that in mind, does he even start in our best formation, or are we going to be continuously sticking with 3 at the back, or are we going to interchange a bit more with this and a potential midfielder coming in?
4-2-4.
There's a lot of questions into it.
Yeah, we're
4-2-4.
not so
Like that,
4-2-4.
that's a simple answer. 4-2-4. That's how you put them all in there.
It's a 4-2-2-2. A little bit different.
Sure. So
It's more
simple.
narrow.
I get what you're trying to say, but like still the same thing.
And again, even in that formation, yeah, Werner would be better in it. But I don't think we're going to play that all the time, especially since we don't have a really that killer holding DM. Maybe that'll be a chew of many after the Haaland deal's done. Let's hope. But yeah, in the front 3, you're going to see Havertz, Mount, and Haaland. So what it is, let's say they've said that's going to be the starting 3. So who's on the bench, and what do they bring into the game for us? And then they rank them on first off the bench, second off the bench, third off the bench, fourth off the bench. They go down the roll. So I'm guessing first off the bench is either Werner or Pulisic, depending on what they want that player to do. Then you got to go, well, who comes after that? Is it Ziyech? Is it Callum? So you rate where these players stack in, what they bring when they come on the pitch. What special skill do they have that they can do that nobody else can do that I can bring in? So that's how the club is structured. That's what the clubs do. That's how they figure out, well, maybe we can this person would be expendable because we have somebody else that can do something similar in that role, or maybe they're not so great at it that they can win you a game with it. So all those things, those discussions are being had right now, and that's why the certain names have come up. And I think Werner might have been from Dortmund. I think it might have been a return, like a counter offer.
From Borussia Dortmund. So you think there is interest from Dortmund for Werner?
Sure, he's German. I mean, if you're going to say, well, how are we going to sell losing Erling Haaland and then go to our new coach who we said that he'd have at least a year with Erling, how can we placate him? Oh, I know. We can bring back Timo Werner, who scored how many goals last season? 30 some odd goals for Leipzig. Okay. Maybe that's something that they said, and the club were like 100 million in Werner. I don't know if I wanted to do. If maybe the club and maybe Chelsea said no, we don't want to sell Werner. Maybe that was, and then so maybe it was Tammy first, and they said no, we don't want Tammy, and then secondly it was a counter offer Timo, and then we countered with how about Callum in a certain amount of money. And I think that's where you're
just trying to fit a player into this hole.
Yeah, that's the first thing you're going to do is find a player that you feel you can lease. I mean, and again, it doesn't mean that the players are bad, but it's the player that you're not likely to miss as much, right? So if you're fourth choice, you're not somebody that's counted on every game in, game out. You'll get a piece here, a piece there. That's somebody you can afford to lose if that helps close a deal for somebody of the clout of Erling Haaland coming in. That's just how it works.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Again, it's like imagine having the opportunity to sign. Again, this is a stretch, but imagine having the opportunity to sign Messi and Ronaldo, right? At their peak, right? No, everyone is expendable. Like there's nobody that's safe. So it's a matter of, and let's be honest, Timo is Fatter. I'm sorry if you're watching this or if you're about to wake up and see this, but Timo's one of them expendable ones. But like it's like there's only like a handful of players in this team that have already cemented their position for the next year and the couple years to come. Mount, Havertz, right? The big money signings, and Timo is not one of them. Unfortunately, it's due to the fact that he didn't have the best season. Had he had a better season, maybe he would have been one of those no, he's locked down, ain't nobody gonna get him. But
It's a sticky one though with him because when we say Werner's had a bad season, everyone just always looks great at his finishing.
I think he had a good season. An okay. I think he had a good season. But it's not up to par of what he was advertised.
I know, but that's also kind of on us.
The numbers that he put, it is 100%. 100% it's on us. But it's
because
still
I've been saying for the whole season, if anyone expected a prolific finisher out of Timo Werner, that's completely on you because he was never that.
Yeah,
like you always miss chances, even for
always miss a whole bunch of chances. His high volume rate was just ridiculous. But yeah, I was saying. So the news is coming out today. It's just like this seems like an extremely complicated deal. My fear is like, are we putting all our eggs into this basket, and we could be going after like say Lukaku and getting a DM. You know what I mean? Because this seems to be dragging on. I want to get your guys' take on it.
On well, what?
I think Jan reported. I think Jan reported yesterday that that Chelsea are going to table a 150 million bid. Like that's the number that he has heard that will pry Haaland from Dortmund, and Chelsea are going to table that bid. Now I don't know when, maybe the next week, in the next couple of days, but Jan was saying he's heard that Chelsea are going to be tabling an insane bid of around 150 M.
I get that, Josh, but I'm confused. Like, well, why are they waiting till now? Like, why hasn't it already been tabled? It's a genuine question. You're muted. You're muted, Jester.
You're muted, Jester.
You don't throw 150 million P's on the table. You, as a club, as a business, you negotiate the best deal you can. Because if you just throw the money on the table, what about the next player you're trying to buy? Maybe no club will then sell to you unless you just offer top dollar right away.
So you don't want to lowball them because then that would hurt the negotiation that you're trying to make.
That could have been what's been happening. That
offer the bid that they said would work.
Well, that could have been what's been happening, Dag, with like what's been taking a little bit of time is Chelsea have been working behind the scenes to try to make a deal and say, hey, here are these players, here's this price, and Dortmund just weren't going to do it. So we said, okay, well, here's the money then. Now we've reached the point where it's like here's the money.
What was the point, though? Is what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to say, you're trying to get a $10 million discount. Ooh, big.
No, that's we're talking about a whole position we would have saved.
It's 100, and we're talking about a matter of 20 million maximum. That the discount that they're going to give us, 20 million maximum.
No, not if a Werner went in or a Callum went in, you'd get that valuation of that player in the deal.
Did we not offer players and they said nah, cash?
Well, that's what we're saying. Those
a direct offer, but we leaked it or some bullshit, whatever the hell happened.
So that's what we're saying. That's been happening. It's not just happening now.
Yeah.
That is stuff that's happened in the past.
Yeah, we're just finding out about we're just hearing about it in the media,
of the deals. And that's why they're now reporting that the 150 million pound will go in. Because they find
at the end of the day.
You still have to do those other things. You just can't come out and say, here's 150 million because that's what you asked for. Then every club is going to try to fleece you on every deal. You have to do these things because you're a part of a business. You're a part of a club.
Haaland.
Yes, you do it for everybody.
Look at it this way, Dag.
Setting the precedent.
Like, look at it this way, Dag. If we had said, okay, we'll give you 80 plus Callum, and they said yes, we'd all be going, what a deal. Like we just robbed them for Erling Haaland. Like, but now that's something they didn't want to do. So we get to the point.
There's no way they would have done that. Let's be realistic.
Well, we have to offer it. We have to try. I mean, Callum was rated 70, 80 million by Bayern. So we have to try.
Entire Achilles injury and when he was playing consistently.
Fair enough. But it's still something you throw out there.
Today. Negative Nancy's.
It's not a matter of being negative. It's a matter of just being real. As simple as it is, just being real. This is a generational talent. Now, I understand the whole shit with Havertz last year. That's totally different. We were in the midst of the pandemic. Literally the middle of it. Not after it when everyone's trying to recover and everything. In the middle of the pandemic, where absolutely nobody had money. Now, again, we're in a position where we can just hurry up and just get the deal done. There's no need to waste time. And you know the kind of club that Dortmund are. You know the kind of business that they do. And you know the kind of prospects that they have. So this isn't the only player that you're going to get from Dortmund. So why bother trying to ruin the relationship you have with this club?
It's not ruining the relationship.
$10 million discount.
You're cutting out.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I think ruining the relationship's a little harsh because it's not like we were offering them pennies or nickels and dimes. You know, like that's still those are fair deals.
We offered them Tammy Abraham. In my mind, that's pennies and dimes.
You still have to do
Tammy
it, and it's
still get 40 million for though.
Yeah, you still have to do it.
Pennies and dimes.
Nah, Tammy's going for a pretty good price for his
pennies and dimes. I don't care. Pennies and dimes.
How's a penny and dimes? 40 million plus 100.
Guy, bro. He's not that guy. Like when you talk about a player that you want to offer to, you're gonna have to use him. They're gonna have to use him. Why are they gonna use somebody that we're desperately trying to get rid of?
I feel like Abraham could do well in the Bundesliga.
Exactly, yeah. Tammy would ball out in the Bundesliga.
He does fit their profile. You know, Michi went there and balled out. Let's be real. And Tammy is better than Michi.
Michi can stay on his feet.
We are not doing Michi over Tammy Abraham. Sorry, I'm stepping in here. We're not doing that.
No. I have my own problems with Michi. Trust me, I got my own problems with.
Oh, please don't let us sink that far to do this debate, please.
Yeah, we are. We're going there.
No chance.
The thing is, we had to do our due diligence and try to get the best offer for Chelsea. At the end of the day, the goal is to get the best offer. We all want the player, Dag. I'm with you. Like if it was just pay the money. But we had to do the best business for Chelsea at the end of the day. And if that was, let's offer these particular players that we think they might be interested in because they fit their profile and a good chunk of money, then we'll try that. And if it doesn't work, and at the end of the day, all they really want is money, then that's what we'll do. We'll table the money offer. And that's, I think, what we're slowly approaching here in the next week or two is a big bid from Chelsea. And Jan said a big bid in the range of 150 M's, whether that's 135 plus 15 in add-ons, 120 or 130 with 20 in add-ons. 150 bid is going to be coming in from Chelsea in the next handful of days or weeks.
So for me, now, this is going to sound strange coming from me, and please, if someone's in chat, let me consent to that, Father, because you love it. I don't think we should sell Werner. Now, everyone knows my case. I'm frustrated with Werner because of what he's done, but I don't think we should sell him because I think it will fall out. I think it will do well with Haaland if we get Haaland. I think it will. I'll look at it as how he played with Poulsen at Leipzig. I think he could do the same with Haaland. So that's why I think it'd be a good idea. And talking about Haaland, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting sick and tired of it now because I'm thinking more about Haaland than I am of my own missus. He don't get as much attention, but Haaland gets all of it.
What goes on in your house stays in your house.
No, it's doing my head in. It's like every day he's harder than this, harder than that. It's just, I can't. I've just had enough of it all. I just want to get over and done with.
Your frustration, Wayne.
Do you know what I mean? I just want it over and done with.
Jerome Boateng.
So much to say.
Yeah, see, big up with the donation saying, are we sleeping on Jerome Boateng for centre back? No, we're sleeping on the potential of that ever happening for Chelsea. I'm good. I'm very good. Quality centre back.
The guys
way past his prime.
He's always injured. Like, are we ever even
injured players?
And also, while we're on the same topic, Nicolas Sule gets the same energy because I know we're linked to him. He's had 2 ACL injuries. I'm good.
Stay away from my club.
So if we wanted an aging dead center back, we would have gone after Ramos.
Yep, or Varane.
Nah, don't say Varane. Varane is
Hey, I'm here for it.
Come on, man. We don't need
quality.
We're already sorted. You already know.
We have the Danish Maldini, so we're not worried about it. So moving on, let me ask you this: if our 3 signings this summer are Haaland, Chouamini, and it looks like Marcus Bettinelli. Is everybody happy with that summer?
Then I will personally give Marina foot rubs for the rest of her life.
You do that anyway, don't lie.
If that happens, I would like to
Oh,
check
he's
just
finally
filled
up
with
at you,
apologies.
isn't
He's
He's
the
Fulham.
goalkeeper.
It's a third
He's a
choice
third choice
goalkeeper. That's
goalkeeper.
all. Just third choice goalkeeper.
he? He
Oh, wait.
played for Fulham
Haaland and
last year.
Chouameni, I'll take. Like a 10 out of 10 will be another CB. Preferably Varane, Chouameni, Haaland, and we're winning the league, bro.
I think.
For me,
I think this.
if we can add Boubacar Kamara to it as well, then it's 10 out of 10 window. That's a 9 out of 10
Okay.
window for me.
Well,
But that's just me wanting to perfect everything.
that
Big up Mo
means
Welly
more
saying
sell.
Erling Haaland won't
Werner's
retire
not
at
gonna
Chelsea.
retire here.
Erling Haaland won't retire at Chelsea, but Timo Werner will unless we get rid of him. So swapping them will be a mistake from
Werner's
Chelsea.
not
We can't
retiring.
lose them both at the end. What makes you think that Timo Werner would retire at Chelsea?
Yeah,
though?
he's
Like
not
it could be
retiring.
just as easy that he'd want to go back.
You want to talk about waffle? How are you fans gonna act like you were ridiculing him for the entire season, then talk about he's gonna retire here? Please be sensible. Ain't no fucking way he's retiring here. You were
Yeah, I'm not too. I'm
It
not.
will-
I,
it will
like
retire-
right now,
it
I
will
think it'd be
retire
too
at
hard to
the
say anybody would actually retire at Chelsea.
There's
Because
no,
Decent amount,
There's
maybe.
so much longevity at football these days. Maybe Mason Mount, but I could still see him in his late 30s going out for a final run somewhere. Because you can
Man
play.
City? You follow
No,
the
not Man
Lampard model?
City. I mean like MLS or Qatar or something. Like final
Oh, okay.
paydays,
He'll
everything
go
like
to City and then maybe
that.
like New
No
York
one's a
FC.
one club player
Yeah.
anymore.
that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Then he'll coach the team for a season and a
How we
half.
gonna talk about how Lampard played for Man City? That doesn't count. That shit doesn't count.
No, but even John Terry, one club player, he still went Aston Villa for a year.
Yeah,
Like it's what
that doesn't
it does count. He went to a playoff final with him.
Not really.
It counts. See, like they still think he's one of the best defenders they've ever had, and he only played for a year.
Okay.
But that's not even disrespect. That's just facts. Like he was
Yeah,
that
no
good when
question.
he went there. Artem as well saying you never offer full price right away. You work your way to the ask price because if the lower offer gets accepted and you say 15 to 20 million, you can spend on a midfielder or a centre back. That's just basic negotiation. Exactly that. That's why we're all saying just be patient with it, regardless of how long everything's being and how frustrating it is. You gotta be patient.
I'm fine with them negotiating for a month. It has been 2 months where they've been doing this bullshit, and then we're gonna end up paying the 150 million that they asked for last year, fam. Like, come on, like, please.
Do you just wake up negative? I just want to know.
Yes, Jester, yes, I did.
I mean, this goes on every deal. This happens with every deal. And that's why you only saw the one bid for Hakimi.
I'm talking about the longevity of this bullshit. That's what it is, bullshit. Because we haven't gotten anywhere.
Yes, we're about to table the 150 million bid.
The bid that they asked for last year, right?
No, not last year.
Okay, at the beginning of the window, then.
Do you think AC
didn't-
Milan wanted to pay $2 million for Giroud? No, we held out. We got the best offer, and we sold him for a $2 million fee. Okay, I mean we this is just what we do, guys. We got to do the
thing
best
is,
business for the club.
Dave, the
Quality.
thing is, I know you've been supporting Chelsea for a while, but I've been obviously longer. And Chelsea's always been a bullshitting club. They take their time in deals. It's always been the way. Since I remember when I was a kid. So it's a normal thing. I know how frustrating it is. Trust me. I know how frustrating it is. But it's a fact of we've just got to let it go. And if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. But as long as we don't shit things up and do what we normally do and do another 2017, I'm fine. But that's the problem. That's the problem.
I get what you're saying, Wayne, but I'm talking about the difference between the level of players here. This is the main thing I'm focusing on, right? I understand trying to argue for a price for a player like a Jude Bellingham, like a Jadon Sancho. But we're talking about a player in the same category or soon to be as Neymar, Ronaldo, Mbappe. They're not going to budge.
You don't know that until you try.
Oh, we tried. They're not going to budge.
And that's
So
why we're tabling the
Yeah,
offer.
that's what,
I mean,
I was going to say, I was
we're
putting
going over
Neymar
the
and
same
Haaland
thing
in
we
the same
just
category is a
did.
bit wild.
I said
From-
soon to be. I said soon to be. We gotta listen to the words now. Soon to be.
Hopefully.
No,
Okay, but right now it isn't, which is why I understand it.
no,
So
Neymar
150
dropped down
million,
a
because
whole
he's still
tier
going to
with
be
that.
unproven in the Premier League when he gets it. So I get why we're negotiating this deal.
Neymar
The
dropped down a
first thing
whole
I'm going
tier
to
with
say
that
when
bullshit
Haaland gets
haircut he
through is
got.
I'm going to say, everybody relax now and like lower your expectations a little bit. Because if you
And
don't
maybe
hit the
there's
ground
some-
running, you're all going to sit here and start moaning and saying that, oh, we signed another flop and everything like that. No, we got to be patient throughout this.
And this also gives us time to clear out some players and to make some money before they know we need to sell, right? So I think we just saw that the links with Napoli for Emerson are still alive.
Yeah.
So I
Lewis
think all of
Bates.
those deals are still alive. It's just once we sign Holland, we'll probably take a little bit less to get rid of those players once we get Holland secured, because they'll know, hey, these people are now expendable. We're going to lose some business. That's also why you negotiate, because it allows you to try to get the best deals for your players that you want to move out.
Yeah,
So it's
Lewis
all, it
Bates,
all
I
works
think
as
Lewis
business.
Bates having his medical tomorrow at Leeds.
Yeah, Lewis Bates on his way out, and Livramento as well. And honestly, the amount of people who are moaning about this as well, they want to leave. It's what's best for them.
Yeah,
But,
I don't get why everyone's having this big bitch fit because
Livermento-
academy players don't want to stay here. Of course they don't
No.
want to stay here. Their pathways are blocked. They're not going
It's
to
not
make
like
it here.
and it's not
So
like they're going to
that-
big clubs. He's going to Leeds, and then
It's not big club.
I'm here
I mean,
for it.
they're-
Nah, I'm here for Leeds slander. I'm here for it. Fuck
Yeah.
Leeds.
But it's not
Oh,
that. It's the fact that Livermento and Bates, I've been watching them careers growing, and I think they're both superb players. What bothers me is we're not even trying to loan them out and try and sign a little deal and loan them out to a championship club, but we have done in the past. That's what bothers me. Is I
they
want
don't
them
want
to
to. They
get
don't
a
want to
chance.
extend.
They don't
want to
sign,
extend their contracts, man.
They don't extend.
If they don't want to extend, then
We
fine.
offered
Obviously, they need to go out.
contracts to these-
Go.
We offered contracts to these guys. They don't want to stay.
Yeah,
They don't wanna
we
do
were
the
going to
part-
loan them out this year. That's what
exactly.
it was.
That's the whole point. They sign, they loaned out, or they have 2 years left in their contract like Broja. He goes out on loan, he does his bit, he comes back, he signs a new contract. To me, these guys, I don't know if they've got it in their mind or they're getting advice, but it's like that's how it goes at Chelsea. There's only one youth player that has never done that recently, and that's CHO. He's the only one that's never been out on loan. The rest have. That's how it goes. So it's like, for me, it's like, especially the one that gets me most is Livramento, because you would have thought we're not that strong in the next couple of years on that right hand side. Aspilicueta is going to decline in the next couple of years. Is Reece James going to play them if we keep this formation on more right centre back? I'd have thought Livramento, sign the contract, go out on loan this year, come back next year, and you're probably in the first team squad if you play well. That's what I don't get.
Yes, if he's good enough, yeah.
I get
That's
that.
right, if he's
Just
good
before we go back into Livramento, I'm going to read Moelli's super chat saying, Dag, you didn't get my point. Who do you think will stay longer at Chelsea, Werner or Erling Haaland? Erling Haaland will probably use us for a big move to Real Madrid. Timo Werner will not. It depends, really, because I think one of the big reasons that we also got Werner with Havertz is because of the friendship between the pair of them. And I know Kai Havertz's dream was to go to Real Madrid as well. So I'm not really too sure, but who would stay longer at Chelsea, Werner or Haaland? I think outright, I'd say Timo Werner anyway. Because as already said, I think Erling Haaland uses us to step in. That's why they've got a get-out clause on his contract.
Yeah, you basically just clarified it in this super chat, but the previous one said retire. That's a stretch. Big stretch. Big stretch.
Yeah, and we don't know what the world's going to bring, so nobody can say Erling Haaland's going to leave after so many years. Somebody's got to be able to afford him. Somebody's got to be able to afford him, number one.
That's right.
And La Liga, Serie A, the and to lesser extent, the Bundesliga and Liga is in bad shape as well. They all are having financial issues. Which means the clubs inside of them, the bigger clubs, are also having financial issues.
Yep.
So nobody knows what tomorrow's going to bring. So let's not say Erling Haaland's only going to be here for 3 years. We don't know.
You talking about the PSG that's about to offer damn near 80 million for Pogba?
Who?
PSG?
Yeah, that's the only one in that league that's everybody else is selling. That's
And
why
they're gonna
Boubacar Kamara
They're
is
going to
15
save money
games.
when they're going to save money when they lose Mbappe.
Give them 5-6 years, and they're gonna make, and the La Liga will be right back to where they were.
Based on what?
Time.
Well, time doesn't works both
They're
ways.
also tapping into the American side of it. La Liga just signed a deal with ESPN. They're getting all of their games are being purchased over here. So now they have to add the TV revenue that they were looking for. They're gonna have fans back in the stadiums to rebuild their personal profits.
Ain't that just TV revenue for America though, not for France?
No, that's La Liga. La Liga gets part of it too.
Oh no, you're talking about the Spanish. My bad.
Yeah. And the biggest thing is fans back in stadiums. They make
it doesn't just snap back in place.
I get what you're talking about, which is why I said over a course of 5-6 years, which is how long we're projecting Erling Haaland to stay.
Again, but you can tell me that in 5-6 years you're not going to have another economic issue. You can't say that. That's what I'm saying. You can't project and say it's just going to be this because you don't know the future. I don't have a magic 8 ball. You don't have a magic 8 ball. So nobody knows what's going to happen.
For the next 6 years, Chelsea's going to dominate it because we knew we're never affected by this pandemic.
Well, because we have a rich owner that puts money into the club. They don't.
Okay.
That's the only reason we can afford Erling Haaland is we have a rich owner that pays the money.
Okay.
These clubs are not owned by a singular person in Spain.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
Madrid's owned by government, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Barcelona, they've got presidency. I don't know who the owner of Barcelona is, full stop.
It's not. It's
because you do know that the La Liga gets funded by the government.
Yeah,
Barcelona,
they do.
Yeah, because the Spanish government is so rich. I mean, they got. I mean, they're a high GDP. It doesn't matter. They're not going to be Real Madrid of Ronaldo. That's what everybody has in their mind. It only takes a cycle or two before that memory is gone, and the younger players grow up watching a different team and following a different team. That's why they all want to go to Real Madrid, is because Ronaldo's Real Madrid. It's what they have in their head. It's what they grew up on.
So you're telling me that Barcelona and Real Madrid are going to be broke for the next 6 years?
I didn't say that.
I mean,
I said I don't know, and neither do you. So I can't make projections further out.
Why do you think they want a Super League so bad?
Yeah, they're broke.
They are very desperate for money. They are very desperate.
Immediate money right now to make immediate money.
But it's for their future though as well. Like that would have been set for their future if they got the Super League.
Now for us because we're stable. Real Madrid and Barcelona are not stable.
They had the whole JP Morgan deal was they got 200 million now.
They did not get that money
now.
Yeah, because
wait. Who's got 200 million?
The Super League money didn't go through.
They didn't get the money. What I'm saying is the whole JP Morgan deal was to get the money now.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, but like that would have set them for years though, because they literally wanted to tie down clubs to 23 years deal, like at the league. They wanted it to be like a long thing.
Why we wanted
the Super League? They wanted. No, I'm just saying, like that's why Real Madrid and Barcelona wanted the Super League because they're broke and they want money for the future as well. But like our club's backed out, so yeah.
I mean, yeah, because you got to think. Listen, if we do get Haaland, if any team wants to buy him in 3 or 4 years, it's going to be 250, 300 M's to get him out of that contract. So it's gonna have to be a club that's very financially
stable,
healthy.
Yeah, until he decides not to sign a new contract and leaves on the free.
No, he won't do that.
Well, that's the same thing that happened at Hazard, and we sold him for 150. So it's not like we won't get any money out of him.
Again, we have new rules coming in, 10%. The 10% rule next year is going to change a lot of things. So you won't see people going on a free because what's 10% of free?
Yeah. Yeah, your Mano Riolas of the world aren't going to be forcing their players to hold out on contracts because he's not going to make any money.
Yeah, so again, it's going to change.
0.3, isn't it? They're gone.
What was that?
I don't hear that.
It's all right. He's under the effects of COVID. Leave him.
He's delirious because he heard Werner too many times.
What was that, Fater? Sell Werner? Is that what you said?
You stay away from Fato. You stay away from Vern. Don't give him
He's
COVID.
definitely suffering the effects if he said that.
Resign Haaland. Don't go to Cobham, okay?
Just give them cash. Simple as that. So, I'm not really.
Okay, well that's what we're talking about.
Werner. I was going to be like, no way, you're actually that defeated.
Oh.
He's run down, man. It's badly affected him. He's run down.
He's still suffering, mate.
I'm supposed to be on the stream if you're that bad.
Yeah, don't go give us all a computer virus, dude.
Yeah, my laptop has enough of that.
Jetson
Anyway.
is in the building.
Right,
Yeah,
well,
man, I think
go on.
Go ahead. That's not your fine.
I was going to say we were chatting about the Livramento stuff again before we went back into the Timo Werner discussion, and what I was saying was like it makes complete sense for these guys to want to leave the club, and I get why a lot of them aren't really listening to the promises of the team anymore because they saw change under Frank Lampard, and now under Thomas Tuchel we've basically reverted back to what we used to use the academy for, which is for profit.
Yeah.
Which is exactly the case, and that's what we're using them for. Everyone's saying, "Oh, let's use just cash only for Erling Haaland," but now we're complaining that we're using youth players to try and get that cash. Here we are. That's been the exact same case with the academy for years. Lewis Bate has his pathway blocked by Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic, and Billy Gilmore right now. He ain't making it into the first team.
Yeah, that's why
Livramento
Lewis
has
Bate.
Clayton, Reece James, and Hudson-Odoi at right wing back, and we're looking for another right wing back as well. So
John
clearly,
Sterling, too.
Yeah.
I think that's why
blocked by
I see it.
Mason Mount and blocked by Ruben Loftus-Cheek. You could say Tino Andrin, you could even say maybe Kai Havertz as well. He's not making it into the first team. So they're all going to go and leave. So we might as well go and make profit on them.
But
That's the
the thing is with Livramento, I understand because in a way why we're getting rid of him. But I think he's the one that shouldn't go. I think he should be trying to get him on a deal and start letting them know now. Because I think you can get in the first team. But saying that, it looks like Dion Sterling's become a preferred choice for Tuchel. So
Really?
yeah, he's the one that
I
Tuchel's
thought he was meant to be going on loan too.
No, Dion Sterling isn't. He wants to keep him in.
Yeah, I think as of right now, he's got the best shot of staying for depth at right wing.
Plays three
And
positions.
Ruben
Every
Loftus-Cheek,
saying
so
Dusan Sterling's talks over a new deal have progressed as he impressed Thomas Tuchel last week and in the friendly match of the weekend. Okay, so there is a bit of potential.
He's done that because
Okay, that's good.
yeah, and especially Ruben
these three
Loftus-Cheek.
haven't signed a contract, so they're not.
Yeah.
They're not trading.
So he plays
Yeah.
three positions for us.
The thing
as
is
well.
with Sterling, he can play right wing back, he can play right back, he can play right centre back, he can play left centre back, he can play left wing back, he can play left back, he can play right wing, he can play left wing. So that's why he's very versatile as a player.
How the fuck can you play center back and wing?
I don't think he
He
can play
can.
wing, but wing.
Yeah.
No
Well,
way.
Yeah.
he can
But
play. He has played right wing in the Chelsea.
Yo, when you
He's done
play,
it.
like,
I
when
know,
you play
but like
from young,
Tammy
bro,
Abraham's
you
played
can
right
play
wing
all
for
the
Chelsea.
positions,
We're
I'm
not
telling
playing
you.
him there.
No,
Like-
I'm just saying.
I don't think
He
all of
has.
those will translate into professional into the top level of football. I don't think you'll be able to play all of those
Wait, you
positions.
should have just said
Not
what
all of
position
them
he doesn't
well.
play. It would have been quicker.
Like,
He
he's
can
gonna
play-
suck.
But the thing is like we're saying about Lewis Bate. Lewis Bate, I understand. Lewis Bate's a quality player, and I think whoever he goes to, are going to just get a very good player in him. But he will. That's an obvious. But
Yeah.
there's more youth players that are getting more mention. Like I don't know if you've not seen it, but Chalaba.
Yeah.
Supposed to go into Watford.
Yeah.
He got
Good.
obviously he got more youth players coming like Lewis Baker and Conor Gallagher and even Appendu. There's loads more that are going to be thereabouts in that first team. Conor Gallagher, I think, actually is going to stay in.
I don't know what everyone's complaining about though. The people who like the academy. He's adding Angerin and Brozier to the first team squad.
Yeah.
So why are you getting upset? You've already got 4 or 5 in there already. We keep repeating this. It's like we're not supposed to have these many youth team products in a squad.
Yeah.
Andrew, it's weird.
We're
Yeah.
top club. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't
Andrew,
work.
do you remember before Lampard? And like when we win league titles and everything?
No one
well, not
cared
just
about the academy.
like
No
winning
one
trophies
cared.
every year.
Yeah.
Would win trophies at least every year.
Yeah.
No one even talk. Even the big accounts wouldn't talk about youth. And then literally
Exactly.
Lampard came and brought in a
Exactly.
few youth, and now these big accounts are like,
Yeah.
I don't know, they're just pushing a huge agenda with the youth, and
it's like
we're not
everyone's
a
had
youth
mind-
11.
It's like everyone's had a mind swipe for 2 years and forgot how this club ran before 2019. It's like they never. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe we're not using all these youth players.
Everyone just fell for the Kool-Aid in 2019. There was so much PR around that period, and everyone just drank it all in. Lampard's taking us to the top. It's the youth and everything like that. No, that's not the case. That was just the case until we got back to the top. Then we were going to do what we usually did to sustain it. We didn't expect the transfer ban to come out. That was it.
And Lewis Bate is a good player, but he is 5'5" on a good day. And I'm sorry, we're already talking about wanting to destroy DMs and things like that. I don't care how good he is on the ball. He's 5'5" in the Premier League.
Before his contract situation came out, how many times was Lewis Bate mentioned in the last 2 months?
And again, he's going to like a mid lower table team. It's not like he's going to like another. The same with Tino or with Livramento. They said, I guess Liverpool had reached out to Lewis Bate and were interested in him, but he's like, I don't really want to jump academy to academy. It doesn't make any sense. Right. Like, I'm not going to get first team minutes at Liverpool either. So he's going. These guys are going to clubs that fit their skill set.
He's not getting any minutes at Leeds either. He's behind Calvin Phillips. They have one midfield position.
I would love to use the youth team more. You know, if they're quality, that's fine. But I'm just coming from the point. I know how this club. We all know how this club ran before 2019. They didn't use the academy. There was no pathway to the first team from the academy. It was get to wherever, go on loan for whatever, and then you're sold. That's what happened. And I would love it to happen because I don't want to buy dead wood all the time.
2003, when he came in, Abramovich came in, the youth stopped coming in.
Yeah. There was no talk of youth at all.
It's all about best players, buy them all, get them in,
and then
that was it.
And then we should be type grateful because we built one of the best youth academies in the world. We're built, even if they don't get a chance at Chelsea, these young professionals are getting chances elsewhere. They see us develop, and they're going elsewhere. And we do incorporate youth like right now. It's just like I think the transfer ban kind of, as you guys are saying, tainting that image.
Chances.
But this is how it goes. And then if you really want Chelsea bad enough, do the Mason Mounts, do the Tammy Abrahams, go on loan, prove yourself that you could be in this team. Let's keep you. Do the Christiansens, like, you know what I mean? Work hard.
Well, name me another big club that are selling academy players that haven't even played for the team for 20 million euros.
Doesn't matter. But
it's just not happening. It's just not happening anywhere else.
In this first team squad, there's a potential when they announce it to have 7 or 8 academy players in the squad. Do you know what I mean? So it's not as if we're not wholeheartedly ditching it. So when they say, "Oh, we get rid of all the youngsters," that's not true. We're going to have 7 or 8 academy graduates in the first team squad of 25.
There's 2 ways to look at it because they could take these constant loan deals and build their profile up to such an unimaginable level that it's impossible to not keep them into the team because they could be that good for us. Exactly. And we would keep the best of the best. But I also think with them as well, they're worried about just becoming another name in the loan system, just being loaned out continuously for a couple million that the club would prefer to have. That's why we've seen players like Marco Van Ginkel, Jamal Blackman, who have stayed on the club's list for how many years.
Yeah.
And they've gone to other clubs and become captains there. Like Van Ginkel was the captain of PSG and he was a loan player. Imagine that.
But wasn't the problem with Van Ginkel? He's always injured though.
Yeah.
Injuries. He
PSV. He went and played for PSV.
But for Chelsea, I swear every time we come back, he's injured.
Yeah.
I don't even remember playing for us enough time. I can't lie.
No, he didn't. He played for PSV, played for them, and a couple of games before the end, he got injured with his knee. He came back to Chelsea, and they said the knee, he needs to go and see a specialist. And for 2 seasons, he was on the bench. He was on the mend trying to get fit. and then he went back last year, half the season on loan to PSV.
Hey, Lewis, I'm gonna bounce, man.
27. Just
Got
sell
some
him.
stuff to get done this morning before work.
Bless, bro.
Yeah, Jester, bro.
Great to
All
have
right,
you
y'all
on.
be good.
Yeah,
Take care,
just-
my dude. Love.
Hey,
have a
Dag,
good day.
be positive. It always works out better for you.
Take care, my dude. Love.
But it's like-
What if Conor Gallagher? Well, look, listen. Port came out a couple of days ago. Milner willing to let Conor Gallagher go on loan, but they don't want to sell him. Conor Gallagher goes to another Premier League club, and that isn't West Brom, and starts playing well. Then he's more than entitled to come back next summer and go, look, this is what I did. This is what I did this entire season. What have you got for me? Do you know what I mean? Am I in your plans? Do you know
It's
what I
gonna
mean?
be a mistake to send him on loan.
Well, I'm just reading. That's what I take it with a pinch of salt. It just came out. It might not. He might be a surprise one. You know, when we don't buy if we don't buy a Kamara or Tuchemeni, or if we just buy Tuchemeni and no one else, he might be a surprise inclusion in the midfield.
No.
That's all.
I don't see him as that midfield player that we're looking for, like a Kamara or Schumann. Like I see him as that direct. Again, I don't mean replacement, but like alternative to Mason Mount. Like we need Mason Mount.
Yeah.
Rest.
Yeah.
And we can't be playing him 50 games a season. Like
Yeah.
it's just not. It's not healthy. He's gonna get injured.
No, it's not. It's
So, like,
not
we
healthy
need
at all. And he's
somebody-
played.
We need somebody to rotate with him.
He's basically played.
I'm not even thinking about him being injured. I'm thinking about the fact that this guy's probably finished at 33. You see all these players that play bare games early, like your Wayne Rooney's, your Cesc Fabregas's. They always end up declining very early. Like Fabregas, after his second season at Chelsea, he was already on the decline.
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney, as soon as he hit 30s, I can see the same. thing
they
happening to
burn out
Mason Mount.
quickly, don't they?
Yeah.
Thing is, like, we're talking about youth players as well. There's more youth players that are going out the door. Like Miles Harris, he's going to Brentford. You've got you've got other youth players that are been sold. There's Marcel Lewis is really gone. There's PR Erkrin went to West Ham. So we've got loads and loads of youth players are going to be leaving, and that is a fact. And I just think majority of the fan base are not happy about it. I think they rather us sell the bigger players and keep all the youth. But it ain't going to happen. It just isn't going to happen.
You know, I'd rather win, Wayne. That's all I care about. I'd rather win trophies. You know, I don't care if we win trophies with kids who came from the academy. I just want to win trophies. I don't care if we paid for them or we brought them through the academy. It's just the name of the game is to win trophies.
Exactly. Josh is right. It's one of those things. It's like, okay, so you want us to stop buying mega stars and start growing our own stars, yeah, or like nearly a whole squad. Then if you want that, prepare for us not to win anything for a while, or even finish in the top four, because it's going to take time. And this fan base has shown it is not patient, even in this transfer window. Has shown they are not patient. So
with like people like Ziyech, Werner, a bit of skill.
Exactly.
They want gone after one season.
They want to hit the ground running straight away. Watch people come out. Tuchel loses 3 games in a row. Yeah, for instance, which could happen. He loses 3 league games in a row. Watch some people turn on him like that.
In 20, 30 years, no Chelsea fan is going to be like, well, you know, Man City, they won all those Premier League titles, but guess what? We promoted 30 players through our academy. It's like no one's gonna be celebrating that. They're going to be wanting to win trophies, and for me, it's just like it doesn't even make sense at all to worry about bringing guys through if you're not winning. The idea is to win, get the best players in your club, develop them. Like I said, there's not another big club in the world who's making this kind of money on their academy players who never even played, one in the Premier League and 2 for your team. So it's like, it just doesn't make much sense to complain about it. To me, I prefer just to worry about the upcoming season and worry about winning a trophy.
It's like you reckon someone went, yes, I'm glad we won the European Cup. I know Havertz scored, but I just wish one of our academy boys got that win. It just would have meant more. It's like, no, Who cares? We won the European Cup.
Academy Boy assisted if that helps.
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, there was
That's right.
contributions in it, so
Contributions,
fuck it.
yeah.
At least you know there's one academy player that will be staying, based off the rumors that we heard today, and it's our boy Callum Hudson-Odoi, guaranteed to be staying now. A big part of Thomas Tuchel's plans. Dean Jones and Simon Johnson have both reported that Thomas Tuchel is a huge fan of Callum Hudson-Odoi, and he will be a part of Thomas Tuchel's squad for the upcoming campaign. Rumors that have been linking him to Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich have all been baseless and from German media outlets that have loved to use his name due to previous interests from Bayern Munich in 2018, which is what Carefree Youth reports as well. And he's also being described as being in the best physical shape since his Achilles injury in 2019. So very good news. We're likely to be keeping Callum Hudson-Odoi.
I didn't see the preseason. He's been hitting gym, bro. He's been hitting gym.
He's
Can
been
I ask one
sleeping at the gym.
question?
That's what he's been doing.
Can I ask? There's a serious question. I need to ask seriously. All right. Okay. We need to know how big his neck is to know how big his body can be.
No, we don't.
So
Not
let's measure it.
very.
Yeah, it's decent enough. Is it Mason Mount worthy? I'm not sure, but it's decent enough.
I know, but like no one's really got Mason Mount's minerals. It is what it is.
What is it with the neck?
Otherwise, Johnny's going to come into the chat.
Money,
Musanda's got a bigger neck than Callum.
money.
Is that you,
Masunda,
Faster?
Yeah, who else should be going to be doing that?
that is mad. Let me see any of the other stuff that came out around him. They're just saying described to be in the best physical shape since he broke into the first team in 2018. Is looking very sharp and showing explosive speed to take on opposing defenders. One question: what defenders are still in the squad right now? Because I do want to see what like
he's going at Alonso, so he probably looks extra fast.
At least he's getting a confidence boost, man.
Hi, Josh.
All right, boys, I got to take off.
That's bro.
Have a good one, guys.
Let me see. It was Carefree Youth that reported. So let me see what players.
Clark
still in the
Salter.
squad.
Matt Mazinga.
Baker, Chalobah, Clark,
Mansar.
Salter, Malang Sarr, and Miazga.
It's not going to be any of our big boys. They were waiting in the summer competition, weren't they? It's not going to be any of our main players. You know.
I thought a few of them would have been back. Like, wait, was Kurt Zuma in the French squad?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
He was in the French squad, so he's not going to.
Okay, so yeah, it is everybody then.
So you know,
Silva went to the finals with Brazil.
Yeah.
Christensen went to the semis. Rudiger went to the last 16, so he'll be the first one back.
Yeah, just be, and hopefully then he signs his contract. That's the one I want to come back and sign a new deal. That's what I want you to do.
Yeah, at least it's positive. At least it's positive. Like, hopefully Hudson-Odoi has a proper breakout season now because he seems to finally be rid of all the physical and mental detriments that were holding him back.
Yeah.
I said the Achilles was a year to come back from. Then he was having little niggling injuries as well. Had the first virus. He was one of the first players to catch a virus before we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
Also had a few issues off the pitch as well. But now he seems to be completely clear of that. So hopefully this year can finally be his breakout season because it's been well overdue for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tuchel needs to play him on the left. Please. Please.
Yes.
You can't tell us all this bullshit about how he's in the best physical shape of his life and then play him on the right. So please, play him on the left. Please.
I can't lie. If we're talking about 4-2-2s, I'm thinking Haaland, Havertz, and Mason Mount and Callum Hudson-Odoi in either of the wings. That is saucy. I do like that.
I wouldn't have Mason Mount on the wing.
Struggles on the right.
No way.
Not
Yeah,
struggle,
but it's not on the wings. It's like a mix. It's a
If
hybrid.
it's the
between
3-4-3, then yeah.
No, I'm talking about the 4-2-2. You have him in one of the attacking midfielder positions, but it's like a hybrid between
I
that
think
and
if it's 4-2-2, I think you play Werner that formation because he did really well.
What you could do
in
with
that
Mount,
formation.
Mount could play there, and you could easily be flexible, then turn into a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Again,
So it's 4-4-2.
we have subs for a reason.
Because
so
he'll drop in. You have Havertz who'll prefer to drop into the right hand side anyway. So it kind of plays into itself if you get.
That's why we have subs.
Haaland's in the middle.
We can change it up. So it's fine.
No, we're not talking about Werner. He's not going to be
Timo would be ridiculous as a super sub.
Wait, what?
Bringing him on in the 60th minute to just run.
Werner's in a swap deal anyway for Haaland, Chris. We don't.
Is he how in a swap deal?
Oh, there we go.
Did you read?
Can we not do this?
Hang on.
Yeah,
you
I have
understand
seen
how
it.
funny-
It ain't happening. It ain't
Hang on.
happening.
Do you know how funny it would be if we were to pay 160 million for Holland? They're just not even 150, but even more. Like that would be peak. That would be peak.
Apparently, Lewis Bate is promised first team football at Leeds.
By who? Tuchel.
What?
Yeah, I read that Lewis Bate is promised first team football with Leeds.
They really gonna give him like 20 minutes on the pitch.
There's no way Bielsa is going to give him first team football.
Oh,
He'll be in the first team
What?
squad.
Yeah.
I mean, initially I get that, but there's no reason to think he can't fight his way into the squad.
Hang on.
No, that's
Hang
fine.
on.
So,
They have one central midfield position, one, and it is Calvin Phillips. I would like to see him try to replace Calvin Phillips,
Don't they play? Wait, what formation do they play?
like a 4-1-4-1. Like it's ridiculous.
I swear they interchange a few more formations though, because I've
I
seen them
swear
play
they
4-2-3-1.
They don't. They play that one formation.
if he gets
Don't
first
play
team
for the
football,
Leeds
credit
result.
on him. Credit on him. If he gets first team football, credit on him. But,
Just before we go
There's no
on,
reason to think he can't, but go on.
I've just seen some breaking news atop my phone. And I think Football Terrace is going to be holding it. Chelsea in talks with Bayern Munich or Lewandowski.
I know that, man.
No. Don't bother. Don't bother. Fake news.
No,
Fake
we're
news.
not.
Fake news.
hey, Lewis, I said this months ago,
It makes no
remember?
sense. It makes no sense. No.
Lewandowski, alright, cool, but like, who's reporting it?
I don't know, but I've just seen breaking news on my phone, top of my phone.
See, I'm gonna have to watch that in my own time, and I'll come to my own judgment.
Not
If
possible.
that's real Lewandowski news, fuck it, I might do a second stream. If it's real Lewandowski news, but I don't know. I don't see too much in that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for them to run with
reporting it.
promoting for the rest of the year. It doesn't make sense.
It might
Maybe,
have been.
maybe it's a smoke screen. I don't know.
Like no one in the comment section is bringing any real sources in. They're all saying it's fake news.
Alright.
It's fake.
Was
It
it-
makes no sense.
That makes sense.
Wasn't this
No,
just something?
say for bringing it up anyway, but like I can't see anyone legitimate who's saying this. Maybe Football Terror says something that we don't know. But
You're reporting something that was
Cap.
in a
They have
report a couple of days ago, isn't it?
what, is Lewandowski meant to be our second choice option?
It doesn't make sense. We're talking about how Dortmund need time to
Yeah,
replace.
Terrace is tapping merchant, relax.
But we're talking about how Dortmund need time to replace Holland.
I think they're
There is
happy
no
merchant, I
option
just-
for Bayern to replace Lewandowski.
Chelsea are prepared to offer 50 million to bring Lewandowski to the bridge. The player remains contracted for the next 2 years.
They don't do that.
Reportedly looking for a new challenge. He's said to fancy a new city and culture as part of his next career move. But still no one really reporting on it.
Cap.
It wouldn't be a bad option to go for, though.
It'd be a good short-term option for us, but it still wouldn't change the fact we need to get a long-term number 9.
I reckon
I
it can last 2 years at Chelsea, though,
unless
easily.
Haaland fails.
Lewis,
Even then,
Lewis.
it's way too late to take Bayern Munich's best player away from them with minimal time.
Clickbait.
It might just be they're reporting on stuff that's been reported over the last couple of days. That's all.
People are just bored and they know we're thirsty for Haaland news, so they just feasted on this opportunity to just fuck with us.
We want to
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody report
It has
this.
nothing. Chat. It has nothing to do with the quality of the player. Nothing to do with the quality of the
L'Equipe have reported saying, despite a real interest from Chelsea and Man City, Lewandowski will not leave Bayern this summer. A transfer next summer is more realistic. Bayern would expect to get 50 million for Lewandowski next year with 1 year left on his contract. It wouldn't even cost 50 million euros this year.
50 million for 33-year-old.
No way.
If he's still dropping the same numbers next season, he will cost that.
How old is he now? 33?
He'd be 33.
33.
How old is he?
Oh, I thought you meant 33 million. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I might be 33.
There's something else I wanted to bring up in the stream if it's all right, Lewis.
Yeah, go for it, man.
33. He's about to turn 33. Ain't no way he's going for 50 million with 1 year left.
That should be nearly 34.
Ain't no way. He's gonna be 34 by the time he leaves. Ain't no way. 50 million, no way.
Yeah, wait, what did you want to drop?
It's basically something what I got told last night, and it was broken this morning, and I'm quite disgusted in it. And I thought I also wanted your guys' opinions personally as well. The news broke this morning about a 30-year-old
Oh,
Hold on, say it
Premier
again.
League player,
Say it again.
31-year-old Premier League player has
Oh,
been
Jesus.
be very
arrested.
careful with your words. I do not want to have a
Yeah,
court case
yeah.
on my hands.
Shall we
But
not?
No.
Yeah,
shall we
don't
not-
mention names.
shall we not do
No,
this?
he's been
Shall we-
arrested
I know, but I don't think we
for
should.
a major crime, and
Right,
it's
but he's not been. They've not been proven. I don't want to talk.
no,
about
he's not
they're
been proven it.
It's a.
that's the only thing I want to say about it. Like, obviously, it all sounds
Yeah.
wild right now.
Yeah, it's
but
mad. It's mad.
innocent till proven guilty, innit?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say any words. He
see
is
what
what
happened
he
to
is if
Callum.
he's guilty.
Yeah.
But that's
yeah.
if he's guilty. If he ain't
I hope he's
guilty,
not- I hope he's
then
not
his
guilty.
name has been dragged into the dirt for no
Do you know
reason.
it is?
Let's say that
Do you know it is?
Lewandowski. Hold on, wait. That Lewandowski thing, yeah. Just leave it at. How many times have we spoke about that Lewandowski transfer window? Never gonna happen anyway. So why would Terry bring that up again?
It doesn't matter, you know. They
Don't
can do
know.
it. It's his channel. He can do what he wants on his channel. You know.
Maybe you know something we don't know.
Yeah, maybe you know.
But yeah, like, if that's not true, his name's been dragged into the dirt. If it is true, then it is what it is. He is what he is. He's going to be jailed and he's going to get sacked. And then the football world is just going to move on from it. I hope it's not true, just for the sake of the kid and the family, because
Yeah.
fuck hell if that's true.
Have
I hope it isn't.
I've dropped down in the private chat who it is.
Oh, yeah, we know who it is. We're not
know.
saying that.
We know,
I just don't know if you guys know or not.
we know. Wayne.
Yeah, Twitter was quick to figure that one out, but they also made it horrendously bait. Greater Manchester, 31-year-old. And the same player hasn't been seen in training since Friday, and his wife's deleted his Instagram. So, and all of his Insta posts are on private too, so you can't even comment underneath it. I hope it's not true, because that is mad.
Mm-hmm.
But same way, it goes both ways. If it isn't true, then he has a lot of apologies coming his way, and a lot of people need to do that
I
too,
will
because
say
a lot of
this.
people have already made their judgment on him.
I will say this. Remember a few months ago there was that James Rodriguez thing.
What happened with Hammers?
Well, there was this thing on Twitter going around that he was preparing himself for a change, or the change. He was
Oh
going through
no, was that? I
Yeah.
vaguely remember that. Was that a thing?
Wait, what?
That was fake. I first swear that was fake. But
Yes, actually, I remember that.
You
No
remember that?
way.
yeah, because they were asking why haven't we seen him for a while? And he's like, well, he's lost loads of muscle mass. He's preparing himself.
Yeah, they were
It's like-
saying Hammers was going to join the women's team or something
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Oh yeah, that yeah.
Oh.
that. Yeah, that was a mad. Everton fans have been through
Oh,
everything.
man.
Absolutely everything, man. I actually feel sorry for them to an extent. It's mad. But yeah, let's just hope it's not true. Let's just hope it's not true.
I
Well,
hope
we
it's
will
not
find
true,
out
yeah.
in the coming weeks and everything. He's been suspended pending the investigation. You definitely won't see him in a ground until this is done, because especially after the Adam Johnson situation, how poorly Sunderland managed that, Everton aren't going to make the same mistakes that they did. So until there's a conclusion, he ain't going to be involved in the squad. And Everton, to be honest, have just done everything they've needed to do, and they've left it.
Exactly.
I think with football fans as well, we all need to leave it too, because you're either calling someone something that isn't true, or you're just mocking a really, really fucked situation. So
Hence the Arsene Wenger song. That's not very much.
that's different though. That was from like 07 or some shit. Remember when Jose used to call him a voyeur every week? That was classic Mourinho. But you see that? That's just being a dickhead. That's just trying to get a nibble off people. This is serious. This is fucked if it's true. It's so fucked.
I'm
So,
not saying I'm sorry I
just
brought it
hope
up.
it's
It's
not.
just.
No. Like
I
there were bare people asking in the comments anyway, so it's gonna come up anyway.
I just don't think.
But
I just don't
there's
think
nothing
it's-
wrong with discussing it. It's
unless
just
like proper,
don't
unless it's
say
like
anything
Jason
has
Charles.
happened or anyone is anything until
yeah.
there's a confirmation.
Yeah.
But like, it's cool with you bringing it up. I don't mind. Like, it's a football discussion. It's gonna
Bad
get
way.
brought up.
Bad way. Bad way.
Hey, shut up, father, man. You shut up.
Bad way.
Oh, I can't be bothered.
Am I on time out now?
Yeah, you
No,
are.
bro,
Depends
you're
on
fine
them.
bringing it up. I don't mind. Like, it was gonna get spoken about anyway. I just hope it's not true because, like, it's fucked, and that's just another role model who's just completely self-destructed in front of our eyes, and it's out of nothing. Like, well, to be honest, you don't expect any football player to be on that. But even then, like, people always say, "Oh, this is the last football player I expect to be involved in this." All of them are the last football players I'd expect to be involved in this. None of them would be. These men have the possibility to pay for any kink that you want, and you're going for that. Like, if that's true, that is fucked. But if it's true, I'm not moving like it's true until I hear its confirmation or I see evidence that's just too hard to say no to. Until then, I'm leaving it. I'm not cussing nobody out. I'm not calling anybody any names. Let the court sort it. It
See,
is what it is.
Lewis, that like you see how you think. I mean, not to bring it up on stream, but like we have to think about stuff like that. Like sometimes it's unfair and we get treated unfairly in the courts, or people just see us and think we're guilty. You know what I mean? So we have that viewpoint, so to like not judge him, because even look at the Callum Hudson-Odoi thing. People are already calling him like rapist or something like that.
Oh yeah, this goes for everybody in general. I just think the only reason I'm saying it now is because this is hella sensitive.
Yeah.
Not
It's big,
sensitive
huge,
topic.
bro.
Unfortunately,
But it goes to everybody. Everyone's so quick to criticize or quick to throw a name at anybody just based off rumors. And you're correct, it is disgusting. That's the way that this world is. It's fucking appalling.
But I'm saying you see from that viewpoint, because you know how it is to be. I mean, I know how it is to be untreated unfairly just based off the color of my skin. So I can translate those lessons to like him, where somebody's accusing you before you even get to where you are, just because people have them stereotypes. So, but let's hope it's not true. If it is, it moves on. But the thing is, this would open up, like, is either like hopefully he's the only one, but is that gonna have a bad limelight and stuff like that? Let's hope it doesn't spread. Go ahead.
Back to Lewandowski. I just think it's more a case of linking us to another striker. Plus, remember who his agent is. It's Pini Sahavi, yeah? Pini Sahavi, one of the men instrumental in Roman Abramovich buying Chelsea in the first place, and all those early transfers as well. He's a good friend of Roman's. He's been Roman's friend ever since. I think it's more a case of them linking Lewandowski to us than us being linked to Lewandowski, and maybe just like another thing where to try and I don't know why they keep trying to like think they can make Dortmund go, oh yes, we want to sell now. We were something like that. They're going to come to us and go, yeah, we're going to sell you now. I just don't think that's not how it works.
The Dortmund sell to obviously Bayern Munich a lot. I don't understand it because they are rivals in the league, and surely you think they'd be stubborn to Bayern Munich, but they're just their feeder, and it's weird. You won't see that in the Premier League ever, really.
Yeah, but they put it in the chat there. Terry said it's fake himself. He knows it's like fake. There's those that are being clever to try and link us. So it's not like
fair enough. The game is the game.
So
charge it to the game. Exactly. It is what it is. But I'm not even going to say nothing about that.
If they think they're going to get 50, if they get 50 million next year for Lewandowski, he turns 34, then bravo.
No, because their plan is to replace him with Haaland.
I know, but they need to sell him, right? But if they get 50 million for a 34-year-old, I know he's Lewandowski and that's fine, but still, bravo.
He's worth about 30 million, I would say, if he's banging in goals still.
Next year will be, yeah. Banging in the goals.
34 years old with 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah, 50 million. Good job.
Nah. And you got to remember the wages he'd be on as well.
Oh,
he'd come on massive wages.
What's he gone? Between 200 300 or something?
But look at Thiago Silva. He didn't demand a high wage. He's on 105 grand a week. So, and he's at 375 at PSG. So he did take a massive wage cut. Don't underestimate Chelsea.
Because he's probably realised he's late into his career, and maybe.
But so is Lewandowski, right?
We would only pick.
Lewandowski's putting up numbers he never put up before.
Yeah, but maybe.
We would how's Thiago Silva put up numbers?
It's different. It's a striker. It's a striker and a defender.
So defenders are very. What can I say? What wins you leagues? Defense or strikers?
Here we go.
Defense.
Exactly.
Well,
Strikers
you
don't
build-
win your leagues. Defense wins your leagues.
You build from the goalkeeper defense upwards.
You gotta be solid at the back. You got to be solid at the back.
You got to be solid.
I
You gotta be
agree,
very
you
good.
do, but if you don't score, it's not nothing.
But you can
Of
get
course.
away with. But you can get away
Draws.
with competent strikers if you've got a good defense and goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you trying
Look
to
at
say
City,
now, Andrew?
they shared the goals around that City, didn't they? This
If you try and share, say, Andrew. Come on,
Huh?
let's come out the name. You know you want to. You know you want to.
what competent striker? I
Yeah.
don't know if he is a striker. He's more of a wide man. Werner is. So I
Oh,
can't put him
Timo.
as a striker. You know, we haven't got a competence. We haven't had a competent striker since Costa. So
I don't know. Maybe he just needs another striker with him because he was used to another striker, or maybe he has to get used to without a striker.
he's going in the swap
Timo.
deal, Chris. He's going in the swap deal.
He's not going on a
Just
swap
accept
deal.
that. Just accept it. He's going in the swap deal. Yeah?
No way.
You can take
he's
down.
going
You
on
can
a swap
take down
deal.
your visual to Werner
So-
in your garage.
So wait. Are we gonna get Haaland for 100 million and Timo like 50 or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how they make it up. Yeah.
I mean,
Andrew.
I've also
I'm
just seen
surprised
news
he's
that
first
Mo
picking
Salah
him.
isn't
Probably
going to
the other
re-sign his
one.
contract that ends in 2 years. So, with that in mind, and with Liverpool potentially looking to sell, I'm only just going to say this once, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts. What are you guys saying?
No.
One,
I would take him.
What are you guys saying?
one,
No.
one.
Why? He's a brilliant winger.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm
What?
with you as well. I don't think he'd be the answer to us too. I just want to stir the pot a little bit, see what you guys are
If
saying.
you
Wait.
watch Liverpool games, you would understand that he is
Ben, what are you telling me, man? What are you saying? Are you down for this?
he's a better
Wait,
team
wait.
over.
They are very similar, but yeah, he does get a lot of goals, so like we
and
would
he
need
gets a
that
lot of
surely.
goals, but he also misses a whole of a lot.
He misses chances, but he doesn't miss like bag full of chances
Yeah,
always.
we can't have him.
Full of
can't
chances.
have
Oh
him-
no, no. he
Not
misses a
always,
lot.
not every game. He's missed chances, yeah, but he
It's
doesn't
a
miss
catch
chances
22
like every.
though.
Chris,
It's a
Chris,
catch 22 though. He misses a lot of chances. He'd probably still be our best finisher in the club by a mile.
Yeah.
Plus, we've already got
But
someone
look,
on the left.
yeah.
Someone on the left who misses a load of chances. Don't need someone on
Right.
the right that misses
But
a load
it-
of chances.
You can imagine him on the right though.
No. Because I know me and Lewis know someone that can admit how bad this person is.
Oh yeah, Ryan.
Oh,
He's probably
I just
begging
ask
us
him-
to.
I've got to see him later anyway because obviously cricket. So we're playing
Oh, yeah.
Pakistan, isn't it? So, but he will tell me no. He will chuck him at us because he say no. We don't want him at our club. If Liverpool don't want him, I don't want
I
him.
don't know. Yeah,
Wait,
kind of.
wait. Why wouldn't Liverpool fans want him
Very
when he's
tricky,
literally
man.
bagging goals for him?
Yeah.
That makes
He's
no
a
sense.
winger, scoring, putting up numbers. So if we have a striker consistently scoring, and he's like putting up those numbers as well as a winger,
Yeah.
that
win the league.
could be-
You win the league. You win the league.
Shabby. What this entire summer, what have we asked for?
a striker,
Striker.
All right, well, no. What kind of striker?
goal scoring.
Clinical.
That's what I'm saying. If we get a clinical striker,
You know, Haaland's missed a bag full of chances this season too, right? You know that, right?
No, Salah is not a
Yeah, but
clinical.
he's got like 40
not a
goals.
clinical finisher.
Yeah, but Salah gets a bunch of goals in the Premier League.
Not clinical.
Oh,
Not
Jesus.
clinical.
Neither is Haaland actually. Haaland
Well,
misses
if
a
we
lot of
go to-
chances.
Right.
Haaland actually missed 10 chances in one game. Good
If we
chances.
Yeah,
want-
Haaland had
Salah,
more big misses
if we
this
want-
season than Werner.
Yeah.
If we want
So
Salah,
what'd you
why
say
don't
to
we
that?
go and get Sterling?
He scored 40
You
goals.
don't think I was mad about Sterling,
What's Salah's
and you want to go get
conversion?
Salah instead.
What are we on about Sterling
So
for?
don't. I've got a go at yesterday or the other day when I said about Sterling. I'd rather get Sterling up front, and I got criticised. But you want to say, but Salah would be a better option? No.
The only
I'll take
difference
Sterling.
is Sterling has been ass for 18 months, and Salah's had, to what people say, Liverpool fans say he's had a bad season, he's scored over 20 goals. So it's like Sterling's been ass for 18 months. Where Salah,
imagine
apparently-
having. Sorry, Wayne. to cut you. Imagine
No,
having Haaland. All right, we got Haaland, our clinical striker. That's going to guarantee us 20 goals. Imagine that from a winger out adding 20 goals.
Shabby's saying add Salah to Haaland, not
Yeah, like not. We're not just.
don't bring Salah in instead of Haaland.
Where is this money
He's
coming
saying-
from?
But no, he's just.
I mean, I don't think Salah will be that expensive because
He just scored 20 goals for the past 4 seasons.
no, like when
Going from a rival to another rival, they bend us over.
How old is he? How old is he? 28?
120 least.
29, I think.
At least.
29?
he's turning. By the time we get him, he's nearing 30, so they can.
Yeah, but Xavi, they want Xavi. We're talking about 50 million for Lewandowski. Is 33. He's 4 years younger. He's probably going to cost like
120 elite.
120.
Yeah, right, all right.
You know, it's like it's a nice idea. I know what you're saying because I think the guys thought maybe at the start you were saying Salah instead of Haaland, but you know,
I'm just thinking logical instead of these dumb inflated prices. But I forgot the market.
that was fantasy.
The market don't work.
It was good. I understand.
He's gonna have English. He's gonna have English tax on an Egyptian player, bro.
Salah's conversion rate this season was higher than Kane's. Oof, interesting. Very interesting. Then
People think Salah missed chances because I see maybe after a few games he misses a lot of chances. A lot of people miss chances. Haaland missed a lot of chances this season.
I expect him to, though. He's a winger. He's not a striker.
Yeah.
He's a winger. I don't expect him to be clinical. He's getting over 20 league goals, not just goals. 20 league
64% of people as well said they wouldn't take Werner in a Haaland swap deal.
No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Very interesting. Majority want to keep him.
Salah's got over 20 league goals in the past 4 seasons. He's got over 100 goals for Liverpool from the wing. Doesn't happen like that. He's not supposed to be clinical.
Costa will struggle to get those numbers.
Costa,
and he's a brilliant striker.
Costa's highest league goals were 20 in the championship winning teams. He didn't get higher than 20 league goals. Drogba got higher than 20 league goals once.
Yeah.
Once. And he only got 20 league goals he got 20 or more league goals twice while he was with us.
That's why I take Salah because I know what he can bring to Chelsea. We do create a lot of chances and he would put a lot away, so
yeah.
No, I genuinely believe he would stunt the amount of chances that we create. Because he
Do you think he'd be worse at Chelsea and Liverpool then?
Simply because he doesn't really create like that. Like I get what you're saying, but like when you look at his player like profile and how he plays game in, game out, he doesn't create chances. He's the one that collects the ball from the wing backs or from the right backs and from Trent and Andy Robertson, and then he takes the ball into the box and always takes a shot. He hardly ever passes.
I understand what you're saying.
I think it would stunt the amount of chances that we would create.
Listen, it's not going to happen, so I don't know.
It's not going to happen.
Hey,
look,
it's a dream.
I'm going to shoot. Can we get himself ready for later? Because I've got to do cricket with Flawless, so.
Yeah, all no worries, man. Bless. Take care, man. Sorry for jumping on. We haven't gone through this. Chelsea are bidding for a midfielder this week. That's what Carefree Youth was reported. So we're probably going to be dropping a bid for a midfielder this week. It's just it hasn't speculated who. Carefree Youth believes it to be Declan Rice, just based off the stuff that he's heard over the last few weeks. Personally, though, I feel like it's going to be Tchouaméni because we've already held talks with his agent, so already closer in negotiations with him than we are with anybody else.
Yeah.
Now, if we were to get Tchouaméni, do you think we sign him with the intention to keep or to loan out again? Because we've already spoken in past streams about how Tchouaméni wants to make sure his development is his main priority, which is why he's leaning more towards staying at Monaco as well. So for us to keep him and loan him out again, could you see a possibility in that? Because I've already said my optimum window is you buy Tchouaméni and Kamara, you keep Kamara, and you loan Tchouaméni out for another year. I think that would be the best thing for us.
If we do that, okay. My bad. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I think you're right. I think because he's 19, right? 19?
Tchouaméni, I think, is 21. Let me check.
Oh, okay. But whatever old it is.
You're younger than Rice.
I think Monaco are back in the Champions League this
21 years.
Monaco's back in the Champions League as well this season, I think. I don't know, something like that.
So maybe, let me check.
If they are, maybe you go, okay, so we've got you on this 5-6 year deal, whatever. Loan you back for the first year, as long as we have adequate cover in there. Otherwise,
Monaco finished third.
I don't want us to sign him, loan him, and then we're still searching for, or we're not decided what we're doing in that central midfield. Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise, we are literally
we need
gone. We are down because I don't know who's staying. We are down to the bare bones. At the moment, we've only got 3.
Yo, fellas,
that
I'm
are
off.
definitely staying.
Bless.
See you, mate. See you, Joey.
Yeah, we need one more midfielder. If what Lewis is hoping goes through, then I'm fine with that.
But we can get both of them for cheaper than Declan Rice would ever cost.
Exactly. That's what I said to you yesterday.
So why don't we just get both?
West Ham. That's what we should. Yeah, but you're thinking logically.
Maybe we want Rice that bad. I don't know. Maybe
the only thing out of that is if we get both of them, probably Billy Gilmore's gone at the end of the season too, and we know Johnny ain't going to be happy with that one as well. But if it happens, it happens.
Because I think next season, either one of Jorginho or Kovacic is sold next season. That's what I think.
I think sadly it will be Kovacic. It'll be Kovacic.
I think Kovacic more than likely. I think you're going to see it. If we get like reinforcements in the field, you might see Kovacic playing less important games. Important games. Because the pivot is Kante Jorginho. We all know that, right?
Yes.
We all know that. Yeah. It's the
but
top
realistically, okay, I'm gonna get hate for this. I don't care. It should be Jorginho, simply off of his age. It should be Jorginho because he's getting to that time.
You got to look at the style of play with the age. I get if you rely heavily on pace. Once you get to a certain point, I hear it. So go on.
I'm simply talking about the age. Just the age. Same with Conte, to be honest. Like that's why we're looking for his replacement now. What's up? Like that's why we're looking for Conte's replacement now because in a year or two we have to get as gracefully as possible get him out the door. Simply because he's gonna start.
No, but like Jorginho
can last. Yeah, he can last to 35. I guarantee it.
The injuries are gonna start piling up, and just the wear and tear of an older player is gonna start happening.
You buy adequate cover or start throwing Gilmore because you actively rotate Jorginho. That was the problem at the end of this season.
Yeah, but Jorginho's never been a pasty player like that.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying because he's outpaced. I'm just saying general rest. I don't know I don't know what he got to perform for Italy because at the end of the Champions League final, he looked dead on his feet. Yeah, he looked out. Yeah, he played a good game. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't one of his best. He looked dead on his feet. So I don't know where he gets the extra zoom to actually. I don't know what he does, but what I mean is we needed because Kovacic was injured, we couldn't rotate them two at the end of the season, which could have cost us top 4 in the end. It didn't, but I just feel it's just natural just to rotate them two. Like you say, they're getting older and Kante's more injury prone.
Yeah.
So it's just natural just to rotate them. Don't play them in the League Cup. They don't need to play in the League Cup. Any of them. Yeah. Play them in the dead games in the Champions League, the last 2 group games if we're already through. And you can switch one of them out for teams that we should comfortably beat. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't even know. Right? I 100% do believe not finished after they're 30, but they start their decline at the age of 30.
Yeah. Nah, it's not really like that. It's not as cut and dry as soon as you hit 30.
It depends. It fully depends. But when you're talking about a position like a midfield, it's very likely that they.
Yeah, but like, look, we always link Jorginho to players like Pirlo. So let's look at Pirlo for example.
Yeah,
his longevity was amazing in that role because he doesn't rely on pace. He relies on reading the game and picking out passes to other players and being in the right position at the right time. Now, how do any of those attributes decline with age?
They don't.
You get
smart. You get smart.
I mean,
the age is like a fine wine.
I'm pretty sure that Giroud's having better seasons after 30 than he was before 30.
Yeah.
Because he don't rely on pace. He relies on hold-up play and finding players and being in the right position.
I'm talking about a player like Conte. Conte is going to start declining very soon. And
I like the way.
Right, but it's Jorginho and Kante.
Jorginho to Pirlo.
No, but you have
what?
to.
Yeah, we are comparing Jorginho to Pirlo.
I'm not there for that.
They play similar roles. They play similar roles. We are comparing them.
Yeah, but
not me.
Is it Is it because Pirlo's like this one of like greatest like one of the top like midfielders like ever, and like you just can't compare it. But we're comparing like Jorginho's intelligence on the pitch,
Of course,
like his
but like
positioning, his pace.
We put Pirlo on that level because of the teams that he played in as well. A multi-time winning Juventus side and an iconic AC Milan side as well.
Yes, that
like Jorginho played in both of those teams. We put him in the same list too. But he played at Napoli under Sarri and Chelsea, which is lower quality, which is why we don't want to put him in these debates. But as players, they're similar.
But
they're completely similar.
Much competition in the leagues that they're in. In the respective leagues that they're in, they don't have as much competition.
What do you mean?
In the leagues that they are in, Pirlo played in the Serie A.
Yeah.
Jorginho plays in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay, so if we're taking Premier League players, Premier League midfielders, I'm pretty sure Ryan Giggs put in solid shifts till he was about 62. Pretty sure,
John Terry
for a while. John Terry in the defence.
Lampard
in the pivot.
Gerrard, you got to put Gerrard.
Yeah,
there
Lampard.
The whole old guards, basically.
No, I mean, Gary Neville was playing at right for ages, mate.
It's all about how they're managed.
Like N'Golo Kante, we're managing him perfectly now because we don't play him every game.
Exactly,
Under Conte, under Sarri, this guy never dropped from the lineup. And because of that, the injuries piled up. Yeah. Now under Tuchel, we play him sparingly. We bring him in at the right points, we take him out at the right points.
Yeah, perfect.
So we can bring him back to fitness at a slower rate.
And now the reason why
Kante for the last 2 months of the season.
Yeah, and the reason why I think this midfielder that we're bidding in for is going to be Declan Rice is because I just feel like that they want that, that Matic type player, the Matic that was playing with Kante, the Etienne that was playing with Lampard, that really strong defensive midfielder to cover Kante to let him go forward. And then if Declan Rice wants to go forward,
Chris.
Kante will smash him as well. Like he'll just be there and they can cover each other. Then you got the link up with Rice and Mount, and you put like other generational talents like Kai Havertz in that midfield, Jorginho in that midfield. It's filthy. It's absolute filth.
Yeah, like Jorginho, I think would be the one that lasts a bit longer, to be honest.
Yeah,
because I do see him going back to Italy. Like short term, long term, he will end up going back to Italy. I feel like that's going to happen. But in terms of him needing to leave because he'll struggle with the Premier League at a certain age, I don't see that happening. I think he can. I think him in the future, you see the same Jorginho. If anything, you see him just be a lot more smarter. Kante, I could see that decline because he relies a lot more on breaking up play and the pace to get into those positions as well to break up play. So I could see that happening. But same way, if he can read the game better, he just drops deeper and becomes a DM. And then you play him in the Makelele role like everyone's been begging him to play him for the last few years. So both of them, to be honest, I think could potentially last. Kante, I'm not so sure about only because of the amount of games that he's played recently. But Jorginho, definitely, he's got the skills. Definitely, he'll be here long term.
If it's Rice, you offer 50 million. If they don't accept it, you walk away. He's not worth
I'm just saying. Like, I'm not paying that
50 million.
You're not going to accept it. You're wasting your breath. Just wait.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Just wait until next year. Just let them get kicked out. Let them get kicked out of the Europa League. Let them not make top four.
I don't know what they think though. That they can go at West Ham with 50 million and things.
Salman, I hear that.
West Ham literally did all that last season just to
competition. Just wait until they finish like 10th. Wait until they get kicked out of the Europa League and then offer 50 million.
Wait till next year. He's on like 4-year contract anyway. So just wait till next year.
Salman saying if Rice is Chelsea's marquee signing, the club is dead.
Oh man!
If he is our marquee signing, then we definitely need to have a few conversations. But he shouldn't be.
Marquee Rice.
We'll get Erling Haaland in, and we'll be good.
I tell you what,
we'll legitimately sign Lionel Messi just so that Declan Rice isn't the marquee signing. Doesn't matter.
I see one. I think 55 million is too much in itself. For me, it's 45 million, or it's just a load of was. And I don't want to hear it.
We know that.
No, the thing is, sorry, go on.
No. Go. I've spoken.
No, the only reason Rice is so much, let's be honest, it's because he's English. English midfielders you always overpay for. Man City overpaid for Sterling. At the time, he wasn't nothing special. But he was a good player from Liverpool. John Stones. Yeah. All these transfers, Carl Walker. Yeah, but it's just it's an English tax fee. So probably we are paying, 40 million, 45 million just for Declan Rice, but then the 30 million pound tax that because he's English, his value's a lot higher than it should be. English talent is just naturally, yeah.
No, you're right. We all know that. I just wish they can somehow, if they're smart, which they claim to be, if we sign a striker like Haaland, is that they try and work the Tammy deal into this as well, then just to see what they can do and say, okay, well, I understand you want this, but we value Tammy at 35 to 40 or whatever. Take it off, and we'll give you 14 million or something like that. That might even be still too much for some people. So we'll give you 35 and Tammy, who's worth 35 to 40. So that's 70 in total, isn't it? Really?
Luis, I want to ask you a question. If you don't get Lukaku or Haaland, will you be patient on Werner? Will you give another season? Will you start him?
We won't have a choice at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that anyway. Like Kai Havertz, I'm more than confident in giving another chance for up front. He's shown more than enough for me in the time that he had. And in my opinion, he didn't have enough time in that position. So I'm fine with that. Timo, it's a massive season for him. Big season for him. He has to make things work this season. And I give him credit. He had a good first season with us. 27 goal contributions in his first season. That was a bad year for him. So he's definitely not flopped for us.
He's got to get a minimum of 15 league goals. He's got to get 15 league goals this year.
I have a feeling that he will leave at this season, the coming season. I have a feeling that he will score goals,
That's fine, but if we don't get a clinical striker, no Chelsea fan, unless a miracle happens, can chat to us about a title challenge. It's top 4 battle. Okay?
I wouldn't even say it's a top 4 battle. I think it's just solid third or second.
Okay, that's fine. Well, what I mean top 4 battle is we'll be like
we'll be in and around them.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say
not like the last 2 seasons where it goes to the last day or something.
God help us if we're in that position.
Luis, Chelsea fans, I think you don't give respect for N'Golo Kante. Every fan loves N'Golo Kante, to have his team. You don't give the respect he deserves.
What?
In what sense?
What do you mean?
I mean, Kante. I have been watching this channel for so long. You don't talk much of him, giving the respect.
We don't have to. We all respect him. We never have to discuss N'Golo Kante because he's.
What have you heard about N'Golo Kante? Because the only criticism I've ever had for him is that his final ball wasn't really all that.
Oh,
I
agree. But every fan that knows football loves N'Golo Kante, and also I think he's amazing player. For me, I love him, and it's just.
Oh no! Don't ever think that.
We're all on the same wave with you. We love N'Golo Kante too.
Yeah.
I think it's unspoken. We don't have to pick him up because everyone knows it's pointless. It's like saying we need oxygen to breathe.
Literally, Andrew, exactly what you're saying. I used to do fan cams for fan channels and shit, and it would get to the point where we wouldn't even say too much about Kante's performances were just so consistent. I'd be repeating myself every week. Every game was just the same 8 out of 10 minimum performances. So it's like, what? I can't say anything more than I said last week because he just had the same performance again.
In the Champions League final, I was doing a rating of the show. I couldn't think of any more words.
The game against
describe
also, the Real Madrid game also. He's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's the best. Listen. To me, he's a Chelsea legend. Okay, he's a legend of this club.
I think you think the disrespect is there because we say he isn't a DM, but he isn't a DM. He's a box-to-box midfielder.
You know what he is? He's ours. That's all I care about.
You're damn right.
He's ours.
And I love his personality as well because I've never once been worried about N'Golo Kante leaving or trying to force him. He's here. and that's it. He's just content.
He drives them in. He's content. You know what he does? He gets paid a huge amount of money, but you know he's like a normal person. He shows up for his job, does his job, and then goes home.
I think what the biggest factor is, no one even debates whether N'Golo Kante is a legend at this club. No one's had that debate after the second season.
Yeah, I was about to say
Because
some
he's done
players.
so much and he was so consistent. There's no question about it. N'Golo Kante is probably the most surefire legend we've had in the 2010s, not called Eden Hazard.
And he's done it in a shorter time. He's done it in a shorter time in some of
He's done more than Hazard's done at Chelsea.
He has. There was a thing on there. It was like unpopular opinion on Twitter earlier. Like N'Golo Kante's more of a legend than Hazard, and I had to agree. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact because
like if you talk about who's better, that's just a case of preference. You could say Kante was better, or even Hazard was better.
Just opinions, opinions.
But the pair of them carried us through our banter years.
Exactly.
Like the 2017 to 2019 period, it was them two and Azpilicueta and clowns.
Yeah. It was. It was. Yeah, it was.
Will you? What do you think of Callum Hudson-Odoi? Do you think that he will get game time this coming season?
Fucking better, but from the looks of it, he is. Tuchel said it himself, the first press conference. No more hiding for this guy. He's now being put in the spotlight. No injuries, no more worries, no more excuses. This guy's getting his game time, and he's going to prove everyone wrong next season. I'm here for it.
I've just had a conspiracy theory for this. Do you think, we talked about him bulking up earlier? Yeah? Do you think he saw the reports of Adama Traore and went, if this is what Tuchel wants, I'll be able to start bulking myself up? So, some powerlifting, stuff like that.
He's needed that just so you get some beef on him.
We'll see if he starts doing the baby oil, we'll know he's been affected by Adama Traore.
The baby oil. Why does he even have the baby oil? It's because of the shoulder injuries, isn't it?
The shoulder, yeah.
Okay.
Separated shoulder or something like that. Yeah.
I used to think it was just a thing where he thought players would be hard. It'd be hard for players to catch on to him or some shit. But God knows. We're gonna end the stream here now anyway, because fuck it. I'm at that point where I need to go outside. You need to put your fan on. It's fucking baking.
I'm going to bed.
Oh wait. Charlie, Jake, we didn't hear anything from you guys. You guys got any points you want to drop in?
With Kante, is the worry that he might fall off a cliff from overplaying and then just.
Yes, but I think we've already been across that hill now. That happened in 2019. Sarri overplayed the hell out of N'Golo Kante and put him into the Europa League final injured, which granted put Torreira in a split for 70 minutes until he had to come off the pitch crying. But we didn't have him as the same player for the next 18 months as a result of it. He just kept getting injuries because he was being overplayed. Now we've seen that and we've seen the effects of it. I don't think we make that same mistake again. That's why we're going in for more midfielders as well. Because Kante is at his best when we don't play him every game. Yeah. When we bring him in and he's fully fresh and he just runs carnage for 90 minutes. Yeah. But that's why we need to use him more sparingly. So I don't see that happening again.
Tuchel managed him really well. He manages his players really well. He doesn't rush them back. Do you know what I mean? He picks them for the correct games. Remember, during the Champions League run, we had that Man City game. He didn't play N'Golo Kante. I don't believe he played for a half, maybe? Did he play for a half or something like that? Well, anyway, he didn't play for a full
surely
game.
signing two midfielders to be able to allow rotation with both Kante and Jorginho to have.
Yeah, do you remember the end of the season? Because Kovacic was injured, we couldn't rotate properly. It was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake, you got anything else, bro?
Yes, sir. Just regarding the love for Kante, like you could say, like I guess the fan base is split on someone like Jorginho, but when you talk about Kante, there's not one person that will say they hate Kante. And then just regarding Cho, like I love how you just emphasized all the things Tuchel said at the press conference about just no more excuses for Cho. He's gonna be set up hopefully to the fullest. But like I even reiterated this on a prior show. Cho clearly, obviously, to this point, hasn't been given his maximum amount of playing time yet to this point. But in his per 90, I guess, in the last year or two, he's been so impactful. So hopefully, yeah, he's going to be given the play time, and we'll see some improvements there. Yep, up to Chelsea.
Yeah, hopefully, guys. But yeah, we're going to wrap things up so I can get some fucking fresh air. In a bit, guys, smash the like and subscribe button. We will be back tomorrow if there is news. We gotta wait for some news. But until then, take care, like and subscribe, and we'll leave you with a photo of Reece James. Take care, like and subscribe, and as always, up the Charles.